So yeah, let's recap. Eventful week starting with this past Saturday. As we all know, John Cena lost his final match, so he is officially done with WWE. He's officially retired after that loss. So he competed in his final match. Tough way to end his career with, but still, he wanted to put Gunther over him. I think it's what reason why he lost too. It's the first time he tapped out in 21 years. Last time anyone made him tap out was Kurt Angle, but yet still great career for John Cena. He just congrats on retirement, obviously. So enjoy it now for sure. Definitely. Congrats on a great career in WWE for sure. Carrying this company for a long time. So yeah, that's an end of an era in WWE for sure. So Gunther won, spoiled John Cena's parade. Winning, beating Cena in his final match. So yeah, so Gunther now. I don't know what's happening with him now. He's probably gonna gain some confidence. He's probably gonna have a world title opportunity eventually now. So yeah, that happened. Of course, the Buffalo Sabres beat the Vancouver Canucks. I'm happy about that. Um, the Heisman winner ended up going to Fernando Mendoza, like I told you. I mean, so yeah, well deserved, just because this Indiana team was not expected to be this number one team. It also just beating Ohio State just the year Mendoza had after transferring from Cal. I think his first year in Indiana now after transferring, he just does as a successful season. So yeah, the Hoosiers. So yeah, man, they got a Heisman quarterback now. Let's recap the games we had picked last week too. Like Army Navy, what a game that was. I mean, it was low scoring, but still, it was no surprise. Always a good game. When it's two military bases, like military schools like Army and Navy, like going at it. It's always great to see that game. Army had a 16-17. They had a 9-point lead, and Navy scored 10 answers to win 17-16. It was a close game, so it was kind of ugly, but that's their style. So yeah, a good win for them in this one. So yeah, the midshipmen with the win here. So they won the Commander in Chief trophy as well. So that's a good comeback for them. We had some bowl games to recap on over the weekend. We had, starting with the games we had on Saturday, other than Army Navy, you had South Carolina State winning in 4 overtimes, ending in quadruple overtime, beating Prairie View for the Celebration Bowl. So they won the Celebration Bowl this year. Also known as the HBCU National Championship for that one. So yeah, so South Carolina State with that win. Boise State got spanked. Hmm. Yeah, Washington, no surprise, they dominated this one. They beat Boise State by a lot. I mean, it's 38-10. That's not even close. And last night, Jacksonville State, their defense prevailed in the win over Troy. They won the Veterans Bowl. Of course, pretty much this game's about to be over. I'm watching now. Old Dominion is about to win the Cure Bowl over South Florida, which kind of surprises me. Old Dominion's had a great year, but just my God, I mean, I thought South Florida was a better team, especially because that went over the Florida Gators, and they also knocked out Boise too. They had some big wins. I mean, hanged in there with Miami for a while. So yeah, tough way to end their magical season. Of course, come up later on Delaware and Louisiana. I picked Delaware to win that one. So yeah, we'll see how that goes later on tonight. Now let's recap the NFL. We had some upsets again. I think the Atlanta Falcons knocked out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, Kirk Cousins find a way to beat Tampa on Thursday football once again for the second straight year. Tampa Bay overrated. For a while I thought for sure Baker Mayfield was the MVP. I thought the Bucs were about to be the best team in the NFL, like in the beginning of the year. And then the typical NFC South, to tell you, a shit division. The Falcons Saints are already mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. The only two teams bound for first place are the Panthers and the Buccaneers. It could come down to week. It's gonna come down to week 18 once again, no doubt. Texans, no surprise there. They handled business against the Cardinals. They dominated. Their winning streak extends, and they're holding on to a playoff spot because of that. The Philadelphia Eagles redeemed themselves after just an ugly loss to the Chargers. They dominated the Raiders, winning 31-0. They shut them out. We'll see what the Super Bowl champs do the rest of the year, but this is kind of a much needed bounce back win. I don't care if it's the Raiders, but still they needed this one. Jacksonville just they're still commanding lead in that division now. I mean, they're I think at least 1 or 2 games ahead of them now. So I mean, dominant win over the Jets doesn't surprise me. I mean, for a while, I did not expect Jacksonville to be in first place in this division. I knew they were going to be a wild playoff team the way they were looking like, but I did not expect them to be first place because of how good the Colts have been all year. And the Chicago Bears handled business after a heartbreaker to the Packers by beating the Cleveland Browns 31-3. I mean, they dominated too. And boy, probably the game of the week we had last week, Bills and the Patriots. I mean, Patriots were up 21-0. I thought game over for the Bills. I thought it looked like it was the New England Patriots dominant. We thought the Pats were going to dominate this game. But Josh Allen being superhero again, man, just makes another comeback. I mean, coming all the way back to beat New England. They had 5 straight possessions for touchdowns. They ended up winning 35-31, knocking off the Patriots. And of course, they're still a game behind for the division, but that's a huge win for the Bills to be down by 3 touchdowns and come out back. So Josh Allen showing why he still wants to win MVP for the second straight year. He's showing why he's still an MVP for a reason. Baltimore shutting out Cincinnati. So Cincinnati is now mathematically eliminated from the playoffs now. So Joe Burrow, it just sucks. He had a long-term injury, like be out for most of the season. There's too much to catch up on, you know. So we don't know what the future holds for this Bengals team after that one. Just another slow start. I mean, they actually didn't have a slow start. They started out 2-0 and then just all hell broke loose once Burrow gets hurt. And the LA Chargers, they beat the Chiefs. They swept the Kansas City Chiefs. So because of that loss, the Chiefs are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So this year, it's over. The dynasty's over for the year. Finally, the Chiefs have missed the playoffs for the first time since 2014. So finally, Mahomes. I mean, what's added insult to injury for the Chiefs? Mahomes tears the ACL, out for the rest of the season. Maybe some part of next season too. I mean, who knows how long term this injury. Mahomes is probably put on a push to come back next year for sure. But it's gonna be a while. They might be out for a few weeks of the season or something like that. Maybe 4 weeks. Who knows how long this injury how long he can recover. And the toilet bowl between the Commanders and the Giants. Commanders actually won this one. I thought the Giants were going to win this one for some reason, just because they rolled out Jaden Daniels the rest of the season. But Marcus Mariota looked good in that one. So I went for the Commanders in this one. Philip Rivers makes his return after retiring 5 years ago. After first time since the 2020 season. I mean, first time he played a game since the Bills Colts playoff game. So yeah, they bring him back. He started the game, almost won in his first game back in like 5 years. Seahawks end up winning by 2. I mean, my pick of the week failed this one. I thought for sure Seahawks were winning by 2 touchdowns. I thought this would be an easy win because Philip Rivers hasn't played in a while. No, the old man still got it. Philip Rivers, 44 years old, almost got a win for the Colts last week. Didn't do bad at all. The Denver Broncos don't look like a frauds this past week. They beat the Green Bay Packers 34-26. Bo Nix, probably one of his best games of the year. And of course, Micah Parsons goes down with a torn ACL. He's out for the year, so that's a big loss to the Packers on the defensive side. I mean, goodness, I mean, worse than the loss was losing Micah Parsons. That's for sure. That's a tough shoe to fill for sure for the Packers, but they still got some guys. But we'll see how they do the rest of the year without Parsons now. That's a big loss. The Panthers losing to the Saints. I mean, both teams that are battling first place lost to the worst teams in the AFC South. I mean, in the AFC South, it's crazy. The Saints beat the Panthers, and they beat the Bucks the week before that too. So I mean, Saints have had some upset wins lately. I just can't believe it. A high scoring affair between the Rams and the Lions. Rams end up winning that game. Lions might be in trouble now at that loss. The playoff chances. That might hurt their chances for sure. 49ers took care of business against the Titans. Winning 37-24. They barely covered the spread for me, my pick. That happened. Of course, Cowboys playoff hopes might be just really falling apart now. I mean, losing to a 5-8 Vikings team. That's embarrassing on Sunday Night Football at home. That's embarrassing. So Dallas now have a 20% chance to make the playoffs. So their odds have gone slim after that loss. This is a game they had to have. So they're pretty much close to missing the playoffs now. They got to try to maybe win the division. It's not going to be easy now. The Eagles are getting it going now again. You know the Vikings won, but they're mathematically eliminated for the playoffs because of that Bears win over the Browns. So yeah, Vikings are out. All I could say is Vikings fans, they can go fuck themselves, those fucking pieces of shit. They are not in the playoffs, folks. So I'm loving every minute of that one. Same as the Chiefs. And the Pittsburgh Steelers took care of business. The Dolphins won back to back. I mean, they're still a game ahead in the division. Dolphins are officially out of the playoffs, and now Dolphins are gonna bench two after that loss to the Steelers. Rodgers didn't look too bad. I mean, they had their tight ends showed up in the rushing touchdowns. Connor Hayward on tush push, and then Jonnu Smith had a touchdown. Of course, DK had a touchdown. Rodgers threw a touchdown to his old Packer teammate there, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So I mean, defense prevailed, of course. Tua struggled though. Once again, in this cold weather. That's the thing. It's the same old Dolphins. Sub 40 degree weather. They struggle in these conditions. So, all right, let's make my bold picks for this week for some of the bowl games. Tomorrow night on ESPN2, Missouri State and Arkansas State at 9 o'clock. So that'll be the Xbox Bowl. Missouri State, this is their first ever bowl appearance as a program here. Arkansas State, meanwhile, has been there before. This is kind of a tough one, but I got to go Missouri State Bears in this one. I think they're going to win the Xbox Bowl in this one. I really think so. I think first time they're going to win their first bowl win in school history. I feel like it's going to happen. God, I can't believe how bad South Florida played tonight. And of course, you got a bunch of three Friday games. I mean, two of them bowl games, and the rest are playoffs. Because this is the weekend of the first round of college football playoffs are going to start. First, you got the Myrtle Beach Bowl. It's Kennesaw State and Western Michigan, who horse both won their conference title games. Kennesaw State, Conference USA champs. Meanwhile, Western Michigan, the MAC champions. It's a tricky one to pick because Western Michigan's got a great defense. Kennesaw State, meanwhile, it's just, I don't know. I like Kennesaw State in this one. I think the Owls are going to have finish with 11 wins. They're going to win the Myrtle Beach Bowl this year, so I got to go with them in this one. That'll be 11 a.m. on ESPN on Friday. 2:30, immediately following that game, will be the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. It's Memphis and NC State. Memphis had a good year. Only kind of folded there, but they finished 8-4. NC State somehow found a way to get to a bowl game. They lost they're one of their worst losses was Virginia Tech this year. 3-9 Virginia Tech. I mean, but still, NC State's been a good team. 7-5, always finding a way to get to the bowl game. They extended Dave Doran's contract, keep him as head coach now. But I'm gonna go an ACC team. I gotta go NC State in this one. You know they struggle at times, but still, I think they're gonna finish strong. Dave Doran always knows how to finish strong in this one. Memphis is a good team. I think I gotta go the ACC. I gotta go NC State Wolfpack in this one. Now it's finally time for make some college football playoff picks. Now, this is the first round this weekend, starting with one game on Friday night, 8 o'clock on ESPN and ABC. It is number 9 seed Alabama versus number 8 seed Oklahoma. These two teams already met once, and Oklahoma beat them at Alabama. So could Oklahoma beat Alabama again to get to the next round? I'd say no. I got to go Alabama in this one. I just feel like Alabama's going to win this time. So I'll take the Tide. I think they're redeeming themselves and they get revenge on Oklahoma. So I like Alabama to kick it off here. Saturday, just three bowl games, all college football playoffs. Noon on ABC. It is Miami at Texas A&M. Miami, well deserved to get in the playoffs. They beat Notre Dame. That's why Notre Dame missed it. Texas A&M and pretty much, great year. The only loss was to Texas this year. Oh, I gotta go Texas A&M. This is because this is at A&M. This is at A&M. I just feel like they're gonna have a good year. They're gonna have a really good environment, really good crowd for sure. I mean, this is a team that came back down by like 27 points, I think it was, in South Carolina. But just should be a great match. But I like A&M this one just because of the special year they're having this year. I gotta go with the Aggies. 3:30 on TNT. It's another first round matchup. It is Tulane and Ole Miss. These two teams have met this year already. Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin now because he got the job at LSU, so he won't finish coach during the season. So yeah, Tulane won the American Athletic Championship Conference Championship just to get to the playoffs. It's all 11-2. Ole Miss dominated last time. This is my upset pick for the playoffs this weekend. I gotta go Tulane. I know Ole Miss is a great team still. Without Lane Kiffin, can make a difference in this one. It's gonna make a lot of noise. It's gonna make a lot of distractions for this Ole Miss team. So I'm gonna go Tulane for the upset in this one. I could be wrong, but just like I feel like it could be a distraction for this Ole Miss team having Lane Kiffin not there anymore. And to finish off the first round of the playoffs, 7:30 On TNT, it is Oregon versus James Madison. James Madison, Sun Belt champion, made the playoffs. I mean, first ever Sun Belt team to make the college football playoffs. What a magical year for JMU, but I think it's going to end. Oregon dominates this one. That's because it's at Oregon. This is a home game. They're hosting a playoff game. So yeah, it's an easy Oregon win for them. JMU's had a great year, but just Oregon's just too good. So I got the Ducks in this one, advancing the second round of the playoffs. Games on Monday, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl is Washington State and Utah State going head to head. Who do I take in this one? I'm gonna go Washington State in this one. I think they'll finish strong in this one. So yeah, eventually we'll have more teams in the conference next year in the Pac-12. So finally we'll have the Pac-12 back to normal. But Washington State's gonna finish 7-6, beating Utah State in this one. You got 3 games this upcoming Tuesday, starting at 2 o'clock on ESPN. You got Toledo and Louisville. Toledo always a good MAC team. Of course, Louisville was my team to win the AC and make the playoffs, but they failed. They failed both those things. But I think Miller Moss wants to go on a good note after just not failing to make the AC championship. I think they'll win the Boca Raton Bowl. So I got Louisville in this one. I got to go ACC in this one. Next, the New Orleans Bowl, 5:30 on ESPN. That'll be on this Tuesday night. Western Kentucky and Southern Miss. Should be a great game here. I'll go Western Kentucky in this one. That's what I'm gonna take in this one. Then 9 o'clock on ESPN to finish out the Tuesday games. UNLV at Ohio. I'm actually gonna take UNLV in this one. So I got the Rebels win that one. And Christmas Eve, Hawaii Bowl to finish, for my picks for this week. Bowl games. That'll be next Wednesday. That'll be my next show too. It'll be Cal at Hawaii for the Hawaii Bowl. An AC team in there, but I'm gonna go Hawaii because it's at their stadium. So it's their bowl game. They usually do well in this. I'm gonna go the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors in this one. This will happen this week's bowl picks. We'll see how I do this week. So yeah, Old Dominion won 24-10. That's gone final. So I'll watch trophy ceremony when I get done with the show here. Now let's do my picks for week 16. Rams and Seahawks to kick off Thursday. I thought this could be an epic one. Of course, Rams won the first meeting already a month ago. I mean, this is the battle for the NFC West again. I mean, who I like in round 2 in this one? I'm actually going to take the Seahawks this one. Even though Rams are the best team in the NFL, but I just feel like Seahawks might win this division. I don't know why. I just feel like Seattle's going to win this time. So I'm going to take the Seahawks over the Rams. That's kind of a slight upset, but this is in Seattle this time. So yeah, I don't know how the Rams are going to handle this cold weather out in the Northwest. So yeah, I got the Seahawks. Sam Darnold's going to have a better game against the Rams. You got a couple Saturday games this week in the NFL schedule. A Fox doubleheader. First at 5 o'clock is an NFC East battle. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Commanders. Obviously, Washington without Jane Daniels the rest of the season. Philadelphia looking to win the division still, looking to pretty much be in good shape here. If you're Dallas, you got to root for Washington, but I think the Philadelphia Eagles cover the 6.5-point spread in this one. Dominate the Washington Commanders. I mean, this one. The Eagles are going to get hot and get back on track the rest of the year. So I'm going to go Philly. The huge NFC North showdown, 8:20, immediately following the Washington-Philadelphia game. The Green Bay Packers versus Chicago Bears Part 2. Packers just won this matchup a couple weeks ago in Lambeau, but it's going to be a lot different now. Micah Parsons being out for the rest of the season at the torn ACL. Watson might still play this Saturday. I think the injury will not be long term, so I mean he'll have a chance to play. He'll be questionable probably. I don't know about this one. I'm actually gonna go the Bears again. I mean, yeah, I know I picked them last time in the loss, but I feel like the Bears this time are gonna make sure they're not gonna lose the Packers twice. They have a clear. I think they win this and have a good chance to win that division. So I'm gonna go Chicago in this one, especially because Micah Parsons being out. It's gonna play a factor in this one. So Bears dominate this one. Sunday, all right. Let's start with my Buffalo Bills. They take on the Cleveland Browns on the road. I will be at this game. I'll be attending the game in Cleveland. So my first Bills road game. I'll be at Cleveland. So yeah, it's gonna be a cold one for me, but I'm looking forward to being there. I'd say the Bills will cover 10.5, and this will be my pick of the week. I'm gonna come back to Washington, New York, leaving Cleveland Sunday with a win at the stadium. I'm gonna make sure the Bills take care of business. I mean, it's gonna be good, especially if Myles Garrett breaks the record for sacks. But Bills dominates one. Shedeur Sanders gonna have a hard time with the Bills defense for some reason. This one, I think Shedor's gonna have a rough time. Next, we got a toilet bowl, the Jets and the Saints. So I'm gonna take the Saints to cover 4.5. The Jets are just that awful. Are worse than the Saints. I thought the Saints would be worse than the Jets, but no, it's the Jets. The same old Jets. So I'm gonna go with this one. Next, Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. I think we're all gonna pick this one. I'm gonna take the New York Giants over the Vikings this one. I can see Jackson Dart actually win this one in MetLife Stadium. So I'm gonna take the Giants over the Vikings this one. Now we got a huge NFC South show to both 7-7. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. I mean, they play each other again 2 weeks later, week 18, to finish out the regular season. So both these games are gonna be crucial for both these teams, especially if they want to win the division. So this is a huge game right now. I mean, this Sunday for sure. I'm actually gonna go with the Panthers. Much as I want to take the Buccaneers, but I just feel like the Panthers are gonna find a way to win this one. They've beaten some of these good teams this year. They've beaten Green Bay. They've beaten the Rams this year. They beat the Rams this year. I mean, they've had some decent wins. I like this Carolina team right now. Buccaneers, they're playing a little bit flat. They're struggling. Kansas City Chiefs at the Tennessee Titans. I know the Chiefs are favored to win by 3.5, but now Mahomes being out and now miss the playoffs. It's not gonna matter for the Chiefs. I'm gonna go Tennessee in this one. So yeah, I'll go with Titans this one. I don't see that Chiefs covering 3.5. I think Chiefs actually lose this one. I'm gonna go Tennessee this one. It's one of my upset picks of the week too. Tennessee. LA Chargers at the Dallas Cowboys. Um, Cowboys fighting for their playoff lives in this one. Meanwhile, the Chargers doing kind of the same. They're holding on the wild card spot. But every game matters. They got a huge one with the Chiefs last week. Dallas, slim hopes, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers in this one. That Cowboys D is so bad. I mean, it showed why they're a bad defense last week against the Vikings. I mean, Justin Jefferson. I mean, that Vikings offense. J.J. McCarthy, probably the best game of his career. I feel like Cowboys struggle, so I'm gonna go LA Chargers. Justin Herbert just sling the ball down the field. He's just gonna just carve this defense up. Next, another toilet bowl here: the Bengals and the Dolphins. Both teams have to play for. Of course, interesting about this one: Tua is benched, so Quinn Ewers going to make his first NFL start. It's the Bengals, so I'm going to take the Bengals this one, just because now Tua being out plus Joe Burrow, I just feel like I can see them beating the Dolphins. So I got the Bengals this one. Now the 4 o'clock slate. You got Falcons at the Cardinals. Toilet bowl here as well. I'm gonna go with the Falcons to cover 2.5 as well on the win on the road in Arizona. So yeah, I got Atlanta in this one. Kirk Cousins gets it done. Kirk Cousins gets the win there. Should be a fun one here for AFC classifications because they're both division leaders. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Denver Broncos. It's gonna be a great game. Denver, I mean, solid win over the Packers. Meanwhile, Jacksonville dominated the Jets. I'm actually going to take the plus 2.5. I think the Jaguars actually will go into Denver and win this week. Oh, I like Jacksonville this one just because they're just playing some better football compared to what they were a year ago. So I like the Jags this one. It's 4:25 on CBS. This will pretty much be most likely the national televised game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Detroit Lions. Steelers are leading their division. Meanwhile, Lions in the hunt for playoffs, but they know they got to win this one. But I'll take the plus 6.5 in this one. I just don't see the Lions blowing out the Steelers for some reason. I just see Rodgers keeping it close. It can go both ways, but I like Pittsburgh in this one. And this is a big spread, this next pick here. The Las Vegas Raiders at the Houston Texans. Texans been red hot lately. But it's a 14.5 spread. I'm going to take the Raiders in the points. I still think the Texans will win, but I just don't see them covering that much. I don't see them covering 14.5. All right, now Sunday Night Football. This is a huge one for playoff implications as well. The New England Patriots holding on their division lead. I mean, one game lead. I mean, a tough heartbreaker for them, blowing a 21-0 lead to the Bills and losing. Ravens, defense looked great, shutting out the Bengals. Sunday in Baltimore, I'm going to take the Ravens to cover 2.5. Plus, I need the Patriots to lose the Ravens, so I need the Ravens to win this one. So yeah, as a Bills fan, I need the Ravens to win. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens, not just because of that, but I just feel like the Ravens are still going to fight to try to get that division lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to, because they still play each other week 18. How big this is for Baltimore and Peyton. I mean, New England's big too, but still, how big this is bigger for Baltimore. And to finish it off, Monday Night Football in Indianapolis, it's the 49ers versus the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, Philip Rivers didn't do bad in his return, but now we'll see what he does in the second game coming out of retirement now against the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers will cover 6.5 in this one, but I don't know. It's a tricky one. I think the Colts are just I mean, there's still work to be done for them, but I feel like they're done at this one. 49ers might actually make the playoffs over the Lions here. So those are my picks for this week. I will see you all next week. Same time at 8:30. It'll be Christmas Eve edition of it. So yeah, we'll see how these week's games go. We'll see y'all next week.